Something. The pressure was enormous. One day, I decided, that's it. I am not going to check them out today.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about that.
MTV. Someday we'll look back at this and laugh.
Well, we're back now in the fourth quarter. We're going to go out onto the field and have a quick talk with Mr. Frank DeGrace. Frank?
Just before the Rye touchdown, Sal Giglio was the injured player. As you can see, he's all right. He ran the ball there. He said that he took a cheap shot from Craig Calcagney of Harrison. The Harrison player, Calcagney, was the one that hurt, but he only had a muscle cramp. Tensions are high on both benches. Steve?
Well, finally, they complete a pass now up the field to Joe King, and a good reception that time from Joe King as he took it off basically his shoe tops, and they pick up a first down on 3rd and 11.
Yeah, I said I just think you got to get the ball in his hands. He's a dangerous back. You're not able to run. You've got to find a way to get King. They've basically used him as a receiver. In the Portchester game, we saw him at the running back quite often, but not so much today. Maybe that ankle has something to do with that.
1st and 10 now from the 42-yard line. They go up the middle. This is Chris Quinson, a big gaping hole right up the middle, and Quinson all the way down into Harrison territory.
And Steve, once again, the pass set that up. You know, throwing the ball really will open up your running game.
Quinson, we haven't seen run the ball too many times, but he's their second leading rusher throughout the year at 325 yards coming in with 4 touchdowns. Picked up a big gain that time, and they now have a first down at the 41-yard line of the Huskies, and Rye suddenly on the move. Just underway, 4th quarter. The Huskies out in front 12-7. This is Giglio now outside, and a big play by Jay Caruso. Hog-tied him right at the line of scrimmage.
There's the best player for the Huskies today, number 33, Jay Caruso. He's had an outstanding day, blocking, tackling, a little bit of everything. Super game for him.
That'll bring up 2nd and 10 now, right at the 41-yard line. Got a look at head coach Dino Garr with the mustache there and plays in hand. Sun coming out a little more here this afternoon. Again, an excellent afternoon for football. Big crowd here. This is Riebling on the roll. Has some time, now in trouble. Dumps it off to Chris Quinson, who has some running room. Upended at about the 34-yard line. And I'll tell you, head coach Art Troilo for the Huskies yelling clip, I believe, thinking that the Garnets clipped on the play.
Emotions running high.
Somebody is down as well. I believe somebody is injured right in front of the Harrison bench.
Calcagney, linebacker, fell down on that play, which gave Quinson room to catch the ball and pick up some yardage.
And it is Calcagney, I believe, on the ground at the moment.
No, I don't
appears
think
to be
so.
Injured.
I see him standing.
Oh, you do? Okay. I do as well. Let's see. I think that is John Dorenzis on the ground, number 34 on the ground. Getting up very slowly. Been a physical game out here today.
Oh, yes, it has. I think the block on him is the one the Harrison coaches wanted the clip called on. Not going to get it, though.
And Dorenzis getting up a little shaky. You get a look at the measurement there. They're about half a yard or so short of the first down. But that'll bring up 2nd and less than a yard for the Garnets on the move.
Watch your ship!
Well, you hear some of the Harrison coaches. Watch the shift. Watch the shift. Any interpretation?
What I'm doing, yeah, what they're saying is Rye may try to get them to go off sides. What they do is they take their 2 ends on the line and have them stand straight up before splitting out. They try to pick up a first down that way.
So 3rd and short.
A little bit of confusion
at the 27-yard line.
See what they do.
This is the pitch to Giglio.
Got the first down.
Trying to go outside, sure. Now cuts it back inside. He picks up the first down easily and gets down to about the 19-yard line.
Yep. Had room on that play. Got a good block by Joe King on the outside. chance to turn upfield for one of the few times today on the Husky defense. They've held him in check pretty much all day. One of the few times he was able to turn his shoulders upfield, pick up the first down.
So they do pick up the first down and more. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. Giglio now 7 carries for 40 yards. But again, having a lot of trouble rushing against the Huskies. Quinson tripped up the middle. Pickup of a couple. That's it.
It'll be on the play, 2nd and 9.
Hit first by Tony Rubio on that play, number 73, the nose guard. Boy, big situation here. You know, Harrison really dominated the first half. Really haven't played bad here in the second half, yet they're only 1 play away from possibly trailing. Credit to the Garnets.
Giglio again, and he was really hit by Andruski. He comes outside now and knocked out of bounds by Hanka, along with number 34, John Dorenzis, who's back in there. And credit Giglio on that play, as he was really popped by Andruski in the backfield, and he popped it around and came back outside and nearly got a good gain on the play.
Yeah, good pursuit, though. I think that's number 5, John Hankey, if I'm not mistaken. Hankey made a good recovery. Looked like Giglio, when he turned it around, was going to be able to pick up a lot of yardage there, but Hankey, coming from his cornerback position, was able to shut him off. And a great shot there to 2 coaches. Here, it looks like we're going to have a motion call here. I think Surhoff.
3rd and 9.
Yeah. I think Surhoff may have started back a little too soon.
Well, Rye clapping.
Uh-oh.
Rye clapping. Let's see.
Either that or someone lined up in that zone there.
Someone lining up in the neutral zone. Get a look
Offside,
at referee John Hall making the call. So a break for the Garnets as they have less to go. That is the 6th penalty on the afternoon for the Huskies for 65 yards. Thank you, Pete Seligman, providing us with the statistics out here this afternoon. 3rd and about 5 from the 18-yard line. This is Scott Newman. Newman has a hole down the sideline, and he's going to be close to the first down.
Rife getting success now, finally starting to create some holes for their backs, and they're taking advantage of it.
Just short of the first down at about the 14-yard line. Rye on the move, 8:50 now remaining. Well, they mark it just inside the 15. Big play. Big play for the Huskies.
Well, we've been using that word a lot, but it's true. Every play in this second half is a big play. A lot of pressure on these young guys right now, and they've really put on a show for us today.
Giglio, the deep back in this formation. King moved, and flags come, and they're going to be pushed back 5 yards.
And that'll make it, instead of 4th and 1, Steve, that's going to make it a 4th and 6. Big difference in your play calling. What do you do here? What do you do?
I would not be surprised to see Surhoff on that option again. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, well, they've showed they're not afraid to use it. Also had that little hook pattern to King, which worked on the first play of this drive.
King has had a tough afternoon out there for the Garnets. So this will bring up now 4th and 6 from the 20-yard line. They split their receivers, work out of the I formation. Here it goes. This is Surhoff looking for King across the middle, and they find him at about the 5-yard line. Make that the 10-yard line, excuse me. And a first down.
What they did, and you have to give the coaching staff a lot of credit, I think that at halftime they made a little adjustment on that play. Before King was going from his position at the end, he was going up and out on that play as Armis was going a little deeper and out. In the second half, they've basically been having him stop in the middle of the field, and he's been open. And once again, it worked.
Get a look at that again.
Yeah, you get a look at it there.
Wide open in the middle of the field is Joe King, and he redeems himself after being flagged for the penalty. We now have 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. This is Giglio. Tripped up. I believe it was Caruso who had a hand in there first.
As I said, though, great players always find a way to get another chance when they make a mistake. You saw Joe King a little anxious, a little before, called for procedure on the next snap from center, makes the catch for the big first down.
5th pass play by Surhoff.
And once again, you keep having to say, how do they keep getting open on that play? But they do.
King and Armas split out wide to the near side. Armas now comes in motion as Riebling calling the signals. They are looking for Giglio, picked off by Benji Seckler at about the 3-yard line. Knocked down by Joe King at about the 25-yard line, the 20-yard line. Big play by Benji Seckler right at about the 3-yard line.
That's not a big play, Steve. That is a giant play by Benji Seckler there.
And I'll tell you, for a second, it looks as though he may go a lot further than he did on the run back.
I think he was just so happy to have the ball. We're going to get a chance to see it again. We'll get a chance to see who Riebling was trying to go to on the play. You see him. The pass there. He was going for Giglio, well covered by the Harrison defense. And Seckler make the interception. Rye's got to get tough and get that ball back. Harrison's got to run some time off the clock.
1st and 10 now at the 21-yard line. They go up the middle. That was Jay Caruso, or rather Benji Seckler. Up the middle, excuse me, Joe Sanchez up the middle. Rye 4th turnover.
4 turnovers.
Second interception, by the way.
4 turnovers, yet they are still very much in this football game. Don't forget, they don't even need an extra point. If they get the ball back and they're able to score, that's all they need.
Harrison, some confusion on the field right now. And we have a timeout, I believe, by the Huskies. Head coach Art Troilo not happy. Well, the Huskies saying that Craig Calcagney, who came off the field, was hurt, and they should not have been charged with a timeout. That's what I believe they're saying. Calcagney is on the sideline, and they are working on his foot. Perhaps another cramp for Craig Calcagney.
I would agree with Coach Troilo there. Should not have been charged with a timeout. He had to make a substitution because of the injury. Should have been given the time to do so.
6:15 remaining now in this final quarter. Can Harrison hold on to the ball for the remaining 6 minutes?
That's asking a lot, Steve. I think that's really asking a lot because I don't think we're going to see them throw again.
I believe another cramp in that calf muscle of Craig Calcagney. Well, we're going to go down on the field and have a talk. Well, we're not going to go down on the field. We're going to be back with more action in this 4th quarter right after this.
It's a test of the best as 41 of the world's top bass anglers cast off at the World Championship of Pro Bass Fishing. The stakes are high as they go for the title and $125,000 in prize money. Experience the excitement of the most prestigious event in the world of fishing, the 16th Annual Bassmasters Classic, a TNN special. Sunday, November 23rd at 6 Eastern, 9:30 Central, and 7:30 p.m. Pacific on TNN.
Noise from the crowd. We have our field mic on and you hear the noise. 1st down now for the Huskies. We apologize, we missed a couple of plays for you. It was Joe Sanchez running along the far sideline who picked up the 1st down. So it is 1st and 10 for the Huskies. They go up the middle again. Pick up about 3 to their 45-yard line as Jay Caruso was on the carry.
That was a big 1st down by Harrison. Not so much for any other reason that it just gives them another 3 downs and the clock going, and the Harrison players getting the fans into the game.
4:38 remaining in this final quarter, and time ticking away for the Garnets to get back in it as Harrison now 2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line. Actually 2nd and 6. Trying to bring it outside. He's not going to go very far as Stavridis was there along with Alex Winkler.
Yeah, great job by Stavridis there. He had the whole Stavridis there. He had the whole Harrison team coming at him, held them off, strung the play out, and they were able to make the tackle. There's the first down a little while ago. Big 3rd down pickup by the Huskies there. That last play, once again, a great play by, that was Stavridis.
This will bring up now 3rd down and 7 as they weren't able to gain any yardage on the play just a moment ago.
4-minute warning, I think. No? Yes, it is. We're going to get a look at that play again. No, that was the other play we missed back before.
Back once again right here at Feely Field in Harrison. You're watching Adams Russell High School Football Game of the Week. Steve Orlovitz with you along with Joe Archino, and Frank DeGrace has been doing the job down on the field getting some interviews. Harrison players still calling for the crowd support. What do you do here if you're Harrison?
Well, if you're Harrison, you may try and come back with that run that you picked up the first down with a little while ago. That little quick pitch to the outside. I doubt very much we'll see them put it up here.
And Dursky split wide to the very near sideline. They split Sanchez out to the far sideline. Just one back, that is Caruso. Second back through, that is Cal Cagney. Maybe a pickup of a yard, and that is way short of the first down, and you would indeed expect them to be punting right here.
Yeah, what they tried to do there was show Rye a little different look, putting a guy out in motion, tried a little counter to the inside where they weren't able to get the first down. But again, not a situation they wanted to throw there.
So Harrison on the verge. They have lost the last 3 games to Rye. They're on the verge of picking up a win here for the first time in 4 years, but Rye will get it back once again.
And
this
plenty
is King.
of time.
King right up the middle and a good run back to about the 43-yard line. So Rye will have now just over 3 minutes to get out in front of the game.
And that's a lot of time, Steve. It's a lot of time. A little more than 3.5 minutes. You've got a great offensive weapon in Joe King out there. And Harrison, 3 minutes from victory.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Rye undefeated, 7-0-1. Harrison at 6-2, but Harrison has won their last 5 games in a row. This is Rye now. This is Riebling.
King open.
King makes the grab at about the 45-yard line, and a good catch that time by Joe King as he had the sky to pick it up.
Yes, it was. It was an excellent catch. Rye coming out, something a little different.
And they pick up the first down, a pickup of about 12 on the play. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 at the Harrison 45-yard line.
And this is the game, because should Rye be able to bring it in, it's not going to leave Harrison much time to get back in it. And remember, all Rye needs is a touchdown, no extra point.
Giglio up the middle, pick up a 4. Dorenzis there on the tackle. Giglio pretty much has had the load out there offensively, running the ball most of the time. Giglio had 102 yards rushing a week ago. Nearly knocked down by Rubio, but now finally the rest of the Harrison defense closes. And credit Rubio with slowing up Sal Giglio.
Yes, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 5. Rye had to use the timeout there.
And the Harrison player is down once again on the field. Seen a lot of players banged up in this game. Very, very physical football game out there this afternoon.
It has been a war, Steve. That's what it's been. Both teams really giving every ounce of energy they have. No one wants to walk away a loser today. Unfortunately, with the score the way it is, somebody will leave here a winner, and somebody will have to leave a loser.
And that is number 60, Ed Lucas. Saw him a couple of times in the backfield as a fullback, getting up slowly. One thing you do want to remember, We got a brook behind us, actually a little pond behind us, slightly frozen. The players traditionally take a dip if they win.
It's going to be a cold
Very
dip
cold
for somebody today.
Well, we're going to go down on the field now and have a talk with Frank DeGrace, who has some new news for us. Frank?
The Huskies are banged up, Steve. Craig Calcagney has a muscle pull or a cramp in his right calf. He's still playing. John Dorenzis claims he was clipped. He's in with a hip pointer. And Roman Cassiano also has a bruised rib. The Huskies' defense is hurting, but they're playing on emotion now. Steve?
Thank you, Frank. And we apologize again for some picture problems. Ed Lucas, another player banged up for the Huskies, walking off very slowly. 2:10 remaining now. Third and about 5 for the Garnets at the Husky 40-yard line. Quinson right up the middle has the first down. Big play right up the middle.
Yeah, sure was. Quinson really has had a call a couple times today. That's the second time he's picked up big yardage for them. Rye keeps their drive alive. I don't know, somehow I have a feeling we're going to be down to the last play of the game here. It just seems like it would be fitting for this game. You think there's not pressure out there, then you're not from this earth, because both teams on pins and needles right now.
First and 10 from the 39-yard line as the Garnets looking for a scoring strike. They're trailing 12-7.
Surhoff
right up the middle. Surhoff open and takes the smart play and gets out of bounds at about the 18-yard line.
They're running a little 10-yard hook pattern. That's the same one that they hit King with to start the drive. And Harrison, worried about not giving up the big play, is giving them a little room. And Rye right now doing what they should, taking advantage of that.
Picked up of 21 on the play, however, and another first down for the Garnets. Got to credit quarterback Steve Riebling, just a sophomore. Very cool out there right now.
Yeah, and you know, it would have been easy for Rye to lay down at halftime, but they haven't. They've come back. Less than 2 minutes.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line. Split receivers. Armas and Surhoff. Giglio the deep back. Quinson the fullback.
There it comes.
There's the halfback option. King falls down and cannot make the grab.
See, on that play, Steve, that was a little different. He was moving on that play. The last 2 times they threw that to him, he stopped in the middle. Had a little movement there. Surhoff threw the ball a bit behind him.
Minute and 43 now, according to the game clock. That's what's showing. As Rye on the drive, they have 2nd and 10 at the Husky 18-yard line. And indeed, going down to the final play, most likely.
I'm nervous. Might try to see them come back with that little hook pattern. Worked twice on this drive already.
Surhoff split wide to the far sideline. And they're looking for Surhoff. He's open. He makes the grab at about the 8-yard line, and he's pushed back. Going to be right near the first down marker.
That's 3 times in a row they've hit that same pass.
Well, let's see where they mark it. I believe marking it just short of the first down. So it'll be 3rd and less than a yard, most likely, at about the 8-yard line. Minute and 33 now remaining. Time ticking away. Quinson finds a seam, and I believe he's going to get the first down.
Yes, he will.
And let's hold on and let's see where they mark it.
Less than a minute and a half showing on the field clock.
Get a look at Art Troilo with his arms crossed.
Not much you can do. You brought him here. He's got his team ready. He had them come out fired up. They took an early lead. Have not played bad. Rye just executed, making the big play in the second half. They're in a position now to win the game. Harrison's defense has to stop it.
Well, they're going to have an official measurement as it was closer than we actually thought it would be.
He doesn't have it, Steve.
Riebling, 6 for 14, 120 yards. You get a look at referee John Auld, and he is actually a lot farther short than we thought he would be.
Yeah. 4th down, 1 yard. You make it, you have 4 more.
Well, you talk about any play of the game, I would think this is the play right here.
Well,
you don't make the first down if
you don't make
that's it.
You're going home, and Harrison's going swimming. You make it, you still got a shot. What do you do? Quarterback keep. Giglio.
I wouldn't
You
be
try to
surprised.
call it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Quinson takes it up the middle once again. Well, they're going to run it. This is that option. This is Surhoff. Picks up a good block, and he is upended by Benji Seckler at about the 5-yard line, but they pick up the first down.
Got it.
Well, let's see. They mark it actually at about the 7-yard line.
Is that a gutty call, or is that a gutty call? Boy, I'll tell you. That was some call by the Rye coaching staff there, coming with that play on 4th and inches. And they did get the first down, however. Joe King came back.
Closer.
Yeah, it was a lot closer. Surhoff put himself in the air. That's what got it for him. You're going to watch it here. Surhoff coming around, can't find King, decides to run the ball. Oh, great block you saw by Joe King there.
Back to live action. Giglio, touchdown. Touchdown, Sal Giglio.
Just watch, folks. No need to say anything.
Well, we have some flags on the play, and I'm not sure what they're calling here, but I do not think that will affect the touchdown run by Sal Giglio. Found the seam inside, cut it back, and they are now out in front by the score of 13-12 with just 54 seconds remaining.
Not over yet. Give the ball back to Cohen. He'll give it a shot. Got to give Garnets a lot of credit, though. They came back and take nothing away from the Huskies. They've put up some battle here today, and there's no quitting them. Still have a little less than a minute. They're going to give it a shot. Extra point actually very meaningless right here.
13-12 lead, 49 seconds actually remaining. We get a look at official John Alden, a timeout now by Rye. The pile just said it all. You saw the pile there, looking to remain undefeated for 2 full years.
You know, the play was the 4th down call. An amazing call in that situation. 4th and inches. Normally, you know, conventionally, you're going to go for the first down. Rye with a size advantage. You know, I'm sure part of the thinking was Harrison has done a great job up on the defensive line today, but a real gutty call by Dino Gar in that situation. A good block by King coming back, and Surhoff giving up his body, able to pick up the first down.
Second touchdown. Second touchdown for Sal Giglio. 19 carries, 55 yards on the afternoon. Giglio now with a lot of touchdowns on the year. That's 9 touchdowns for him on the year. And he gets the go-ahead score and perhaps the biggest 2 touchdowns of his career in this game.
Sure, I'm sure they're 2 he'll never forget.
Well, the Garnets going for 2 here really doesn't matter, actually.
Yeah, it's been almost like 2 different games today, Steve.
Looking for King, he's open, makes the grab, 2 points.
Well, the only thing that does is now Harrison, the best they can do,
tie on a field goal.
Tie on a field goal, but
unless they get the touchdown, of course.
Yes.
I think that's what they were playing for.
Yes. Well, here we go.
So the Huskies find themselves now trailing 15-12 with less than a minute remaining, 49 seconds remaining in this final quarter. And to run down the scoring for you, the Huskies went out on top 12-0 in the first half. It was Jamie Cohen on a 2-yard touchdown run with 11:32 remaining in the second quarter. Then Benji Seckler with just a minute and 17 remaining in the second quarter. 50-yard touchdown strike from Cohen to Benji Seckler. Rise Sal Giglio, 1-yard touchdown run with 5:54 remaining in the third quarter. Then just moments ago, Sal Giglio on a 7-yard touchdown run that has put the Garnets on top 15-12.
One last shot for the Huskies.
Well, I guess a personal foul of sorts. I think
Delay
that
of
pile
game.
in the end zone, delay of game, putting them back 15 yards. They'll have to kick off from the 25-yard line, and that may be a factor here as Rye, or you would think Harrison, would come out with good field position.
And don't forget, coming into this game, Jamie Cohen had 13 touchdown passes. 1 today gives him 14. He's very capable of putting that ball in the end zone. Unfortunately, he will be but without Pete Gaudet, as he's been this whole second half.
So Joe King set to kick off from his own 25-yard line. Just 49 seconds showing on the game clock. That's what's remaining here. And a nice squib kick. This is Cal Cagney taking it at about the 43-yard line. Getting a wall, trying to bring it outside. Falls forward to about the 48-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 10 now for the Huskies at the 48-yard line of the Garnets.
48 yards.
Cal Cagney again experiencing some leg cramps.
You got to give him a lot of credit, boy. And every one of these players on both teams, boy, you've seen a lot of guts out there today. Harrison and Cal Cagney, how many times have we seen him getting worked on, and yet he still comes back again and again and again.
So 44 seconds remaining. You have to respect the quick strike capabilities of the Huskies, however, and you would expect them to go immediately to the air.
Yeah, what I would like to see them do, because I think Rye's going to be sitting back, is they cannot just think they're going to go deep right away. They're going to have to take maybe 1 or 2 15, 20-yard gains going underneath the coverage and then take a shot at the end zone, much to the way Rye did at the end of the first half. Don't try for it all at once. See what they give you. Take what they give you right now. Again, the only unfortunate thing for us is we have to go by that field clock, which says 42, but we're not exactly sure if that is correct.
Some last-minute advice by Coach Dino Gar to his Rye defensive squad. 42 seconds. You see it on the clock. That's what's remaining according to the game clock. However, it may be a little bit different on the field by the officials. So Jamie Cohn without one of his major targets. Pete Gaudet, who went down in the first half with a broken wrist, but he still has Eric Anderski. Benji Seckler has scored a long touchdown this afternoon. They split Seckler and Anderski. Frank Altamuro, the tight end, now replacing Pete Gaudet. They work out of the I formation. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Looking deep, and he has Seckler. Overthrows and picked off by Joe King at about the 8-yard line, and that should do it for the Garnets.
Tried for the home run ball, and Joe King, great player, big play. I said it, they can make them. He managed to do it.
And they celebrate at about the 8 line. I'll tell you, Joe King has had a hot and cold game out here today.
Big player, Steve, fine ways.
Well, that'll be another delay of game penalty against the Rye Garnets, but it really doesn't matter now as they have come up apparently with the victory here at Philly Field in Harrison.
Yes, they have. I just feel for the Harrison boys and coaches right now. You know, they came into this game, as I said, the local paper picked Rye to come in and win 21-0. They took it to Rye in the first half, played an excellent game. Again, you know, when you think about this game, kind of even hard to realize how it got to this point. Harrison did not have a bad second half. Credit to Rye, they made the plays they had. I can remember right now 4 times where Rye converted on 4th down. Credit to them for that. Hats off to the Huskies for a great effort. Gonna see the interception. What a catch by Joe King there.
I tell you, Seckler was open for a brief second too on that play.
The only thing is I don't think they had to do that right away. I think they should have tried maybe 1 or 2 underneath, but then again, easy to say that from here.
So it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Garnets at their own 4-yard line.
It'll be a fun night in Rye City, New York tonight.
Clock ticking away, 20 seconds now remaining. And by all accounts, timeout called by Harrison. But basically, it is over. Finally, the timeout given to Harrison. Coach Art Schroeder was calling it about 10 seconds beforehand. And while some of the fans coming out on the field now, but there is still time remaining.
Steve, I don't think we're going to go home for a while.
If you want to go on the other side.
I think it's going to be... That's a good thing. I wish we were live, because if we were live, I'd cancel my plans tonight, because we're not getting out of here.
Oh, we'll get out of here. It'll just take a while.
I'll stay behind you. We'll sweep right.
Have I led you astray yet, Joe?
No comment.
So 5 seconds, 2nd down, and really doesn't matter how many yards they have to go for the 1st down. So the Garnets will raise their record to 0-1. They will tie Portchester for the League 6 crown with a record of 5-0-1. Harrison drops to 6-3 on the year, 4-2 in League 6. Barring anything unforeseen in these last 5 seconds.
Yes. Well, there was always the fumble.
And everybody refers to the fumble back in the late 70s by the Giants. Joe Pisarcik
to Larry Zonka.
To Herman Edwards.
Edwards.
It up for the touchdown.
To the hole in the wall in my room.
Well, you would expect Harrison, or rather Rye, to just sit on the ball right here.
If they don't, we'd have a scoop.
Well, does that do it?
No, well, if I'm the referee, I'm going to make it do it.
Well, that may have done it. I think that has done it.
Well,
you have no choice.
The referee.
I don't even see the referee anymore.
They're going. They're going.
Well, the contrast in benches as the Rye bench is no longer, as they celebrated in the middle of the field with their fans. On the other side, if you can get a look at some of the Harrison players just staying by the bench. Again, a very emotional game, as you knew going in for both squads. Harrison had the early edge, but it dissipated as we went down in the second half, and Rye able to rebound from the 12-0 halftime deficit, come out on top with a final score. Rye over Harrison by the score of 15-12. We'll be back with a wrap-up coming up right after this.
There's an awful lot of competition out there, so getting people to notice you can be tough. But if you think using smokeless tobacco is the way to do it, you'd better think twice, because smokeless tobacco can give you cancer. Cancer of the tongue, the gums, the mouth. You could end up facing life without a cheek or a jaw. And just imagine how tough that would be.
Well, you get a look there as the Rye team heads back for their dip in the water at the lake at Rye High School. And the fans going out. A great, great comeback by the Rye Garnets. A real tough loss for the Harrison Huskies. And Mr. Orlovich, would you please get back on the air here?
I'm back here. I'm back here. I wasn't aware that we were running with the tape again. Just quickly to run down the scoring for you was Jamie Cohen, a 2-yard touchdown run with 11:32 in the second quarter. Benji Seckler, minute and 17 remaining, a 50-yard touchdown reception. It was 12-0 Harrison at halftime. That just sort of fell apart, but it didn't really fall apart. No. You know, you look at it and you say to yourself, as we were talking off camera just a couple of moments ago, where did the lead go?
Again, we were trying to say it's not like any particular play or, Rye just scored that touchdown, hung in there. Harrison picked up 1 or 2 first downs, and they had to give it up, and it just fell apart on them there where Rye made the plays they had. Again, the key is the execution on 4th down. I mean, again, I can remember at least 4 right now where Rye picked up a first down on a 4th down play.
So just to quickly again, third quarter was Rye finally getting on the board. Sal Giglio, a 1-yard touchdown run with 5:54 remaining in the third quarter. Then Giglio again in the fourth quarter, just 54 seconds remaining. And it was a 7-yard touchdown run, and that sealed the victory. They got the 2-point conversion. Final score of 15-12. We'll go back down on the field to have some final comments from Frank DeGrace. Frank?
Go downstairs with him. Run down.
Harrison winner's going to jump into the Lake Rye, an emotional 15-12 winner. Being on both sidelines, on the Rye sideline, they had a feeling that it was coming. They came out of the locker room, fired up. Their coach, Gar, said to play football, basic and simple, right from there. They came out and got control of the line of scrimmage, and they came down and scored that touchdown. For Harrison, they were a beat-up team, a smaller team. They played. All their heart was into this game, a tremendous effort. As we said, a lot of the players were playing hurt with cramps and so forth, and it just seems that this Rye-Harrison game always comes down to who's going to score in the last minute. Last year it was a last-second touchdown. Almost every year it seems to be a last-second touchdown. And of course this year, Rye coming up on top, 15-12. And joining me is Steve Orlovitz and Joe Archino. And Steve, every one of these Rye-Harrison traditional games comes right down to the wire.
You can certainly say that. This is the 4th year in a row now that Harrison has lost to Rye. And again, on the field, what were some of the thoughts as you stood here on the field? What were some of the thoughts by the players as you stood around?
Well, definitely the Harrison side, a lot of the players, they are emotionally wrecked. This game is going to hurt them for the seniors. They're not going to forget this for the rest of their lives. To have the number 2 ranked team in the county is the Rye Garnets, who is their traditional rival. To have them on the ropes, and to let them up, a lot of the players obviously weeping and crying, and they just are really hurting at this point. The Rye sideline, forget it, they knew it was coming. They could sense the touchdown on that whole drive, their gutty senior play, and they could sense the victory.
Joe Archino, I know we talked about it in the booth, but again, just some final closing comments on what this does to Rye and Harrison, their senior players.
Well, as far as Harrison goes, I thought they really came out and played a great game. We were talking, it's hard to even go over how Rye got back into the game. I think the key again was conversions on 4th downs. That was really the key. They were able to make the plays when they had it. I think Harrison has nothing to be ashamed of, but I do agree with Frank. It's going to be a tough game to forget for the Huskies.
So once again, Harrison has lost to Rye for the 4th time in as many years. The series now 29, 24, and 3, I believe. Something like that. A long series dating back to 1929 or so, whenever it first began. And for Frank DeGrace, thank you very much for being here with us today. Joe Archino, another season here at Adams Russell with football action. I'm Steve Orlovitz. Thank you all for watching. This has been our final regular season telecast right here on Adams Russell Cable.